It's that time of year when parks start to tease their new coasters. So in this video, I'll be predicting every major roller coaster coming to North American parks in 2023. So we can get out of the way the roller coasters are confirmed or have track on site. We have Project Penguin at SeaWorld Orlando, Circuit Breaker at Codaland, Hot Wheels Hyper GTX, Primordial at Lagoon, and the Schwarzkopf Shuttle Loop at Niagara Amusement Park, and maybe Aquaman Powerwave will decide to finally open. But those are just the confirmed coasters. This video is about predicting new roller coasters. So I will have 10 predictions, and if you watch the end, you'll find out what my craziest prediction is. Number 1 is going to be RMC Wildcat. At this point, it's not even a prediction. With all the rumors about its closure and possible tracks spotted on site, I think it will be about 160 feet tall and called Panther Pursuit. But I didn't come up with that name. Shout out to Sky Guy R12 Turn for coming up with it. You should really go check out his channel. Anyway, I think it will have some nice blue track, and Hershey will use part of the employee parking lot for the first drop and Outer Bank turnaround. It could also feature a crazy twist and shout or wave turn like Iron Gwazi does. For number 2, we have Dollywood. About a year ago, there were leaked plans that have been approved, showing that it's confirmed for 2023. If you don't know what it is most likely going to be a Vekoma multi-launch, whether it's like Fly at Phantasialand or a Vekoma motorbike. Dollywood did say that it'll be a family attraction, but it's possible that could be a family flyer. In early August, we will be getting an announcement for what it is, so we'll just have to wait and see. Worlds of Fun hasn't gotten a new ground-up roller coaster for 13 years. Which is Prowler. But luckily, recently, plans have been leaked about a new wooden coaster coming to Worlds of Fun. Which I was honestly surprised because of how long ago their last coaster was. Now that we're hearing rumors about it being another GCI, the only other option could be a ground-up Titan track with a twister layout, since Prowler has more of an out-and-back layout. Skyline themselves came out and said that they're planning to do 2 full-circuit Titan track coasters for next year. What the other one could be, I have no idea. But we know that in early August, Worlds of Fun will also be confirming this new coaster. Number 4 is Cedar Point. Ah yes, the roller coaster capital of the world. America's roller coaster. Any good name you want to call it. They're known for having one of the best coaster lineups in North America, if not the world. They have everything, well except 2 things, a spinning coaster and a modern family coaster. Put those 2 things together and get a mock family spinner. It could have a lift hill facing the beach and be the main attraction in the new themed area by the Grand Pavilion. But then there's one more thing. In this post, they spelled out LSM. Well, I think that means a new LSM launch for Top Thrill Dragster, but it could be maybe a launch family spinner. I don't know, I'm just kind of making stuff up at this point. There's been a new fenced-off area by the Express Hotel, and I'm going in late August. If I'm lucky to get a room that's facing it, then I'll be able to do a few updates and pictures of what's in the fenced-in area. But anyway, number 5 is Knott's Berry Farm. At this point, really anything can happen. Between the leaked plans for a Giga, then a mini Hyper, and then rumors that none of the plans are true at all and they're just fake. But I feel like in the end, an actual Hyper over 200 feet is the most likely option, but in the new area. Because a Giga takes a lot more room, and there's just too many noise complaints, and it'd be very hard to fit in a Giga. Number 6 is Six Flags New England. This park hasn't gotten a new coaster since 2017. And this past year they just removed Goliath, their giant inverted Vekoma boomerang. It's about time that they moved their second boomerang to free up some space. Yep, you heard me right. If you didn't know, they have 2 boomerangs. Well, had 2 boomerangs, but anyway. A big gap in the lineup is a launch coaster. So I could see a Max Force style launch coaster, but seeing how the latest Six Flags editions have been DC themed, I could see it being themed to the Flash and having red supports and yellow track. Number 7 is Six Flags Over Georgia. After Air Force One, Six Flags Over Georgia is left with a smaller RMC hybrid and no longer Georgia's best coaster. In order for them to get back on top, they need to build a new roller coaster to make people want to go to their park instead. Specifically, a first ever coaster like an SNS Access coaster. This would be a huge thing for the park to draw in more guests and people from all over Georgia and all over the country to experience this all new coaster type and the first ever installation at an actual park. Number 8 is Canada's Wonderland. I feel like it's right for the park to wait about 4 to 5 years or less for each coaster. In 2023, it'll be 4 years since opening of Yukon Striker. We all know that this park has a lot of not so good coasters, so it will not hurt getting rid of 2 at once. I'm talking about Time Warp and Flight Deck, 2 of the most universally hated coasters in America. I see a mock multi-launch or even an extreme spinner in the future for this plot of land. Because we all know that Mock Rides has no problem with building compact coasters. It would be a little more intense than rides like Copperhead Strike or Manta at SeaWorld San Diego, but not quite like Intimidator 305, obviously, because it is a mock coaster. Number 9 is King's Dominion. It's been too long. It almost seems like we are never going to get a replacement for Volcano. But 2023 is the year. But it might not be what you think. I've heard Wing Coaster, Dive Coaster, and even RMC Raptor. But something that's completely different than anything that Busch Gardens Williamsburg has is a B&M Flying Coaster. Something along the lines of Tatsu, but not terrain-based. The GP and enthusiasts both love this coaster type. It could be the only flying coaster in the Mid-Atlantic. Number 10 is the Busch Gardens Tampa Giga Coaster. You probably think I'm crazy, but here's my reasoning. Every SeaWorld park seems to get coasters at the same time. The Orlando park is getting Project Penguin. San Diego park is getting a family Intamin launch coaster. So is Busch Gardens Williamsburg. And the San Antonio park, it's getting an Intamin water ride. The only park in their chain who hasn't announced a new coaster yet is Busch Gardens Tampa. So it has to be something like a B&M Giga or just something big. I know that Florida has a height limit of 200 feet. I'm sure that they could convince the state to build over 300 feet tall. So that brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.